It's Friday, that must mean it's time for GS News Top 5. This is a little sister wearing a Yoshi hat. No, it's not a crossover. This is definitely GameSpot News, and I'm definitely Dan.
I'm Jess. Another free Pokemon is going to be available for Pokemon Sun and Moon players who go through GameStop and pick up a code and put it in. They'll be able to get Salazzle. I saw Salazzle for the first time today, and basically he looks like a sexy emo goanna.
Okay. What level is Salazzle available at?
He's battle ready, so he's going to be level 50. He comes equipped with a Focus Sash, a one-use item that allows him to endure any attack that would normally knock it out. It also knows Fake Out, Toxic Sludge Bomb, and Flamethrower. You can download him via the mystery gift option using the free code from GameStop. Distribution goes until September 4, and right now you can actually also get a rare shiny Tapu Koko. So you should go pick that one up as well.
I'm intrigued by this. How else would you describe certain Pokemon? How would you describe Pikachu?
Fat, yellow blob of cuteness.
Not what I was expecting. Continuing my tradition of only talking about the latest and greatest shooters, it's time for me to talk about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. So long Rainbow Six Siege, so long Overwatch, we don't want you anymore. You're dead to me. The July update's finally out, even though it did come out in August, which is kind of sad because they had to keep delaying this new update that was adding first-person servers and all kinds of new adjustments.
The latest delay, they tried to bring it to PTR and it just wasn't stable enough for the public test realm, so it had to be pushed back again. But as you say, as of yesterday, it's finally out, and apparently it's really hard to play in first person. Not sure if you've tried it. But yeah, it turns out that's a game much easier played in third person. But the point of the first person servers is everyone's playing in first person. So it's not just a choice you can make. Now it's actually, you can be assured that everyone is playing with the disadvantage of first person.
Xbox controller support has been added, and they're going to continue updating it and supporting it as the more updates roll around. So if you want to play with a controller, give that a go. Maybe get a little taste of what it's going to be like when it launches on Xbox One X later this year. There's also a bunch more updates that are stuff like UI tweaks, new animations, and they've also tweaked the timing of how long it takes you to loot things from corpses and stuff like that because, I don't know, they want to do that rather than give you a mantle animation.
There's no mantle animation?
No. When you jump over stuff, you're just like...
Surely that's better.
If there's two things I love in this world, it's Geralt with no clothes on and colouring in Geralt with no clothes on. But until now, I've not been able to do that.
Yeah, so this is a story I actually decided not to cover earlier this week because I thought it was silly, but it's Friday and that's what we do on Fridays. There is a Witcher 3 colouring book to make my long intro short, and as Dan mentioned, it's got Geralt in the bath.
Why not?
It is rated adult, although not sure whether that means adult for the themes or adult for like the difficulty of the colouring. It's a little hot. I mean, look, when I was in 7th grade in art class, my art teacher told my parents that I should probably pursue other skills.
So, this is how you ended up here?
I don't know much about art,
but you know what you like. And it seems like what Roach likes is apples.
Yes, so they've only showed off 2 drawings so far, I'm pretty sure. Twitter might have grabbed more of them, but one of them is Geralt in the bath, and the other one is Geralt trying to get Roach away from some apples, which is just a delightful picture. It's being published by Dark Horse Comics. It's going to be out on November 1st, and I believe it's going to run you about 15 bucks.
And before we finish up talking about The Witcher, CD Projekt have also confirmed that they're going to update The Witcher 3 for Xbox One X and PS4 Pro support.
They are. It's really interesting because they originally said, no, we're not going to do that. We want to focus on Cyberpunk 2077 and Gwent, but now they have just changed their mind, apparently, and now they're doing it. So if you're keen for that to happen, yeah, enjoy it.
Jess, you and I have been playing a heap of Pokemon Go recently, haven't we? More
than I think everyone else who put the game down. But yeah, it's got legendaries now, which is really exciting. So we would have talked to you about that before. Articuno came out for it. Haven't had a chance to talk about that on news yet. Articuno is my favorite Pokemon.
Okay.
But right now, all the rage is Moltres. Moltres is coming as of August 9th.
Okay.
You'll be able to pick up Moltres in raid battles, same as the 2 other legendaries who come before. So first you'll have to defeat the Pokemon in the raid battle, and then you'll have a chance to catch it. Try to catch it, because I can tell you firsthand, when you defeat it and then you don't catch it and it runs away, it is heartbreaking. It is. It's not only heartbreaking, it's also very annoying for the person who did successfully catch it, as they're then shoot out for an hour or 2 about how it's unfair that they caught it and you in fact did not catch it. It is unfair, but anyway. So Moltres is actually going to be available from August 7th. I think I said 9th before. August 7th until August 14th. Then on August 14th, if you're an electric Pokemon type fan, Zapdos is going to be the new legendary you can pick up from raid. So, you know, keep your eyes out if you're keen. There's also apparently Ho-Oh.
Ho-Oh.
Ho-Ho? think it's Oho.
Okay.
Is another Pokemon on the horizon.
Oh, great.
Basically, it's just a fancy bird legendary. It's beyond the original generation, so I don't know.
Yeah,
very
I only
well.
know the original 150, like Togepi.
But yeah, apparently he's on the way, so keep your eyes peeled if you're a fan of Gen 2 Pokemon. In other Pokemon Go news, Niantic decided to cancel the European live events they had organized after the, how should we put it lightly?
Debacle?
Fire Festival-esque debacle that was their Pokemon Go Fest, which they attempted to kick off in Chicago, where a whole bunch of players couldn't connect, couldn't like grab Pokemon. Ugh.
And it's not like they took it well either, the players.
No, the
Some people had
Pokemon-
traveled quite far, it seems.
The people were pretty upset. It was a huge event. Everyone had gathered. I think they had thousands of people there who just couldn't get online, but they just kept going with the show anyway, telling people, make sure you catch those Pokemon, and audience members were chanting, we can't play. So it's pretty much exactly as cringy as you can imagine it being. Niantic did apologize and offered refunds and things like that, but hopefully next time they attempt something like that, I mean,
They make
you
sure
know,
that that's not going to happen.
hopefully, yeah. You know what I don't like, Dan?
What's that?
Calling DLC expansions when it's actually DLC.
Well, lucky for you, it seems like Activision are working on Destiny 2 and making those expansions actually legit expansions. CEO Eric Hirschberg said in an earnings call the other day that the expansions that are coming out for Destiny 2 are as important as the main game to kind of to maintain the audience that they're building with Destiny 2.
Yeah, see, I'm a little skeptical about that one. I think it's nice to say, hey, they're just as important. Also, they cost you another $50.
I think that's fair to be skeptical, especially after the expansions that were in Destiny 1. Like the first expansion, I can't remember which one it was, but it was quite small and kind of nothing. And then there was the second expansion that was definitely meaty and changed the game quite substantially and added in lots of things like character to the characters in the game, which was, you know, what Destiny 1 was calling out for. So I'm cautiously optimistic about this one. Obviously, it's Destiny. I'm gonna probably grab the expansion pass anyway. But also, the reason why they're putting so much time and effort into the expansions this time is that they're trying to appeal to a broader audience, bringing it to PC, they're localizing it in more countries, and also teaming up with Blizzard and using Battle.net, or the Blizzard app, which is what it's now called, to bring it to PC is something that they're trying to, you know, just broaden the appeal of Destiny 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think the main thing they wanted to do with the expansions and add-on content is just like keep people playing, keep providing new experiences, new stuff with the story, new stuff to do with the gameplay.
And faster as well this time, which is why they're getting a lot more studios to work on stuff. So
personally, I feel like, okay, this might be an unpopular opinion, but Destiny is in Australia a $100 game. In America, and that's not the expansion. That's just like a standard AAA release is $100 in Australia, and I kind of feel like going Witcher 3 on this one. I feel like these kind of publishers should provide a balance of stuff that comes for free and stuff that costs money.
Okay.
And I feel like it might be erring a little like too on the buy all our extra stuff because it's super important. And I think it's a little harsh to be like, oh, you want the full experience? That's going to be $130.
Yeah, it's definitely something hard to, it kind of sticks in my craw as well, is because Destiny's a game to be played with your friends.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, if your friends have this new content that you can't play, like, who are you
then
gonna play
everyone
with?
needs the expansion pass.
But it's also Destiny does a thing when the new content comes out. It really does feel like if you don't want to get it, you are punished by being held behind.
Right.
And it is just kind of if you want to be part of the pack, you've got to spend that money. And you're right. Here, I think for the Super Duper Collector's Edition that comes with the Season Pass, actually the one that just comes with the Season Pass, it's $150.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of money to be dropping on a game that you aren't too sure if you're going to be playing in the next 2 years.
That is it from us this week. Do let us know down in the comments what you cared about, what stories you'd like us to cover each day. We'd love to hear from you. You can catch us both on Twitter, and I hope you have a good weekend.
I do too.
Girl.
Okay. Jess, you and I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Go recently.
Sorry, I was thinking about Geralt.
Oh boy.
I made a weird noise.